Brady, you, like your good friend and former teammate Tyler Algier, are in year 4 of your NFL career. So at this point, as you push into veteran status, how is life in the National Football League?
Good. I'm actually going to correct you. Year 5 for me, year 4 for him.
That's right, year 5. I would like to point out, on the sheet we got from your people, it said year 4, and I thought, no, I thought he was a year before. Okay,
Drafted in 21.
year 5 of, season 5 for you. So how is life 5 seasons in?
It's great. Just you never take for granted playing in the NFL. It's tough, it's competitive, it's physical. I'm just glad to come to work every day. I get to play a kids game for a living. Had a couple of injuries along the way, so I'm grateful for my health always, and I just never take this game for granted.
You were called earlier this week by the voice of the Panthers, Mr. Versatility on the offensive line. To what do you attribute your ability to move around and play a lot of positions?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I think, loving the game of football helps. I got to know all 5 across the board, so mentally it's tough. And then physically, I honestly can contribute, playing a lot of sports growing up. It's a little bit different from left tackle to center. It's a little bit different movements, but it's still athletic movements. So, you got to know what your body's doing, and I learned that at an early age. And, it's been fun to be able to play all of them. I have started all 5 in the NFL, so it's pretty cool.
Which do you like the most out of mere curiosity?
I mean, left tackle feels like home. I go back to my BYU days. Left tackle's like my home. But I love, the challenge of it all. I love the challenge of center too. Mentally, it's a challenge, and to get everyone on the same page, get the communication crisp and clean. It's a big challenge. So it's a lot of fun too.
While you are not taking this for granted, how do you see your role evolving with the Carolina Panthers this year and moving forward?
Yeah, I was free agent last offseason, and I came back, just to get better. We have a lot of great coaches. They coach great techniques, and so I'm really trying to get better and control what I can control. And then, when my number is called on, any given game day, I'll be ready to go and just, keep rocking.
Week to week, the NFL is so full of parity. You know it better than most. You live it and experience it. Big win for you today. In shutout fashion. I think this is the first time Carolina has won a game by 30 points or more since 2014. So how do you maintain balance, not get too high, and then after losses not get too low?
Yeah, for sure. One of the first things a vet told me when I was a rookie, was never get too high, never get too low. This league is tough, and, individually never get too high, never get too low, whether you have a good game or a bad game. And then team-wise, too, you just got to, keep on keeping on. Focus on the process. The results will come. So you just got to keep focusing on the process, focus on, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, game day, and just keep, getting a good routine and just do it every week and keep getting better every week. The teams that get better every week are the teams that, do great in December and January.
After a victory like this, what's the week typically like? Do you earn any extra time off, or how does that work?
Every once in a while they'll give us Monday off. But I think tomorrow we'll come into work and watch the game, get better from it. Tuesday an off day, and then Wednesday back to work. Big practice Wednesday, recapture our work ethic. Thursday, big practice as well, and then Friday kind of fine-tune things. Saturday, same thing, and then back at it. So it comes around. Sundays come around quick for sure.
Yeah, like we said, a true grind. You had a chance to reconnect with Tyler Algier on the opposite side, playing for the Atlanta Falcons. How would you explain what it's like to be in the BYU brotherhood when you see former teammates playing in the NFL?
Yeah, it's so fun. It's almost like every week there's someone on, the opposing team from BYU. And I don't know if you could say that, years and years back, there was a few, but I feel like there's a really good group of BYU guys in the NFL, being competitive, contributing their team. So it's awesome to see those guys and, to watch him be in year 4 and still grinding, still having a good time, and still being the same old Tyler walk-on Algier, he just works his tail off, and you can see it when he plays on game day. So it's incredible to see.
What advice would you give to, let's say, BYU guys or just general guys coming out of college that are trying to make a way and find a spot in the NFL?
Yeah, I think cliche advice is just be where you are, but enjoy it too. Sometimes, you get school and the stresses of football and everything else, and sometimes you forget to enjoy it. And college football is, one of the funnest times of my life. And, sometimes I wish I would have, just been a little more present and enjoyed it even more. I did enjoy my experience, obviously, at BYU. I'm not saying that. But, it does get stressful, whether you're, losing games or having a bad game. always try to remember, where you're at and just enjoy the process and have fun with your brothers because, it doesn't last long.
Speaking of those Cougs, they're 3-0. Just picked up a victory in your home state of North Carolina. How would you assess the Cougs in 2025?
And that defense is scary. And then the O-line's looking great. You got Bear in the backfield, running game's firing, got receivers, Chase Roberts. I love watching them. Kalani's got him going. Jay Hill, I love Jay Hill. He's the first guy that believed in it, first guy to offer me a scholarship, him and Fessy at Weber State, so I'm always grateful for him. And then, it's just fun to watch them, dominate. They got a good culture, and no matter who's in there, you feel like they're going to roll type of thing. So it's been fun.
I had heard about the Fessy connection. I didn't realize that, it makes sense putting Jay and Fessy together. But when you consider that those guys are there and you're a part of the BYU football family, what's the best part about having that connection?
It's just fun to watch. It's like a deep connection. It's like BYU brothers. I don't even know those guys really. I haven't played with any of them, but I feel like I'm brothers to them. I went last year, and TJ Woods had me in the offensive line room just watching, hanging out, have a good time, and I felt like, they were my teammates. And so it's fun to, still be a part of it, even though it's from afar. I still feel like I'm a part of it type of thing.
You dealt with some success at a high level when you were at BYU. What's your advice to this BYU team that's now 3-0?
Yeah, just keep it going week by week. We went, 12-1?
11-1.
11-1 COVID year, but we didn't really know who we were playing each week. So it's just kind of like a week-by-week basis, and so that's what the advice I'd give to those guys.
Do need to congratulate you on now being the father of 2 beautiful sons. How do you balance faith, family, football? Because it's a lot right now.
Yeah, that's basically all I have in my life right now. There's not a lot of time for other things. I go to football. I'm present in football. I'm present while I'm here. And then when I go home, I got my family. I hang out with my family and hang out with my 4-year-old. And, we play around, wrestle, and, all the dad things. And then, on Sundays you can't really go to church because you're playing. But I always try to go to the team chapel and, interact with other Christian believers on the team and, talk about our faith. And so that's really how I try to keep it going throughout the season.
That is unique. Yeah, what's that like when you got guys that come up to you and do ask you about your faith?
Yeah, it's I always go. We have couples Bible study too on Monday nights where all the couples come together and we talk about relationships in the Bible. And it's like Christian believers. It's there's not a lot of differences between our faith and what they believe. There's a lot of common ground, and so that's what we try to do is just find the common ground and enjoy learning from each other.
Levi and Ledger, right?
Yep.
Okay. Best part about being a dad?
Oh, man, I just love going home and Ledger, excited to start. We play everything together. We play pickleball together, basketball. He plays football with me. I just love playing with him. And then Levi, when he smiles, he sees me and smiles. He's 6 months now. And there's just nothing like being a dad. It's the best thing in the whole world.
Makes the worst days okay.
Yeah, 1,000%. I could have a bad day here and go home and just be happy because, I got those 2 and a beautiful wife as well. So
I know you're a golfer. I didn't know you're a pickleball player. You got some game, bro?
I think I'm more of a tennis player than pickleball. I love tennis. I took some tennis lessons last year, play a couple. I want to play Andy Dalton. He's one of the guys I want to play. He's really good at tennis, so I'm trying to get up to his level. But pickleball, I can swing it a little bit too as well.
Love it. Just talk some trash to Andy Dalton TCU week for BYU, okay?
Yeah, he always talks trash about me, how they beat us like 50-0 or whatever. I'm like, I don't know what to say, man.
You weren't on that team.
I wasn't on that team. I went to that game, but I was not on the team.
Brady, great to reconnect with you. We wish you the best of luck and good health and pushing forward in your NFL career.
Appreciate it. Go Cougs, man.